Well, hello there and welcome to the channel. So the question has come up a few times about belts, and a lot of people like some of the belts I use. Others I get a little bit of hate. Whatever, I've used a little of everything. So on the subject of belts, we're going to go a little bit rapid fire here because I have, is that 10 or 11? I've got a few, and I've used all of them extensively over, give or take, the last 10 years. Some a little bit longer, some a little less, but we're going to go rapid fire through all of them, and they're all decent, okay? I'm not bashing on anyone, I'm not taking anyone and saying, oh, this is horrible. There are pros and cons to each. That said, we're going to go with inside the waistband carry, and that's what I do, that's what a lot of you are doing, so we're going to focus on that and go over a little bit of everything here. And I'm going to go with the first one that I started with and then kind of where I expanded from there. So we're going to start at the top of the list for me. I'm going to set these down for a moment. Most of you should be familiar with this. This right here is the Core Essentials EDC. This is my original. I got it as part of the Kickstarter program, and it even has some of that info in there. So this was the Kickstarter Core Essentials belt, and it is solid, okay? I really have enjoyed this. I used it up until 2 years ago. I used this belt the most. I mean, I have the others because I've used them all, but pros and cons, it's been very good. It's very stiff. I mean, I'm holding it here and it's a donut, okay? Heavy duty, very firm. You can also see that it has some warping to it, just a reality of using a belt. The buckle has worn rather nicely. I mean, it's not horrible, but at the same time, you know, I like a little patina. Most people do. The things I don't like, it's stiff. Like, good grief. Look at this. Okay, it is stiff. The other is, you can see where I have bends and drops in the length of the belt. Okay, that's just a reality. And here, you can see a lot of deformation. I mean, it holds its rigidity, so you really see where it's deformed. And this right here is because I carry inside the waistband. So we're going to slip this one on real quick just to show you. Keep it as rapid fire and short and sweet as possible, but at the same time, I want to get you good info. So this belt still fits me. It is sized according to recommendations. Excuse me. And it does really well. The keeper here, I didn't thread it through beforehand, so I can just move it over to the other side of my belt loop, and it goes in place if I can get the keeper sized correctly, which I didn't do very well. So right there is my comfort point, okay? It works, but even without a gun on, right off the bat, you're gonna notice I'm not a thick dude, okay? I'm just average size, relatively speaking. Some would say skinny. And the buckle is already printing. Now, if you're open carrying, if you're tucking in a shirt and you're wearing this and you want something that's a casual belt, it's solid, okay? Trust me, it is good. A lot of guys out there use it because it is a good belt. That said, I'm gonna put my Glock 19 and holster in place. We're gonna go ahead and carry the way I normally would. So I'm gonna put my mag carrier right there, tuck the keeper, and pull my shirt over it. Now, you can already see there's an issue, okay? I look like I have extra things tucked in there, and I wear these t-shirts all the time. This is normal attire for me. It's not doing a great job because I've got a big heavy buckle, it takes up a lot of space, it's pushing the pistol over, and everything is shoving out. It's just ridiculous, but it is comfortable overall. For being a stiff belt, I can't complain. But it is more apt and better placed for something like outside the waistband carry, which I'm not going to demonstrate right now, where a rigid belt like this has its place, okay? If you need that rigidity, it's because you have outward tension and torsion on the belt. You have the pressure of the pistol hanging, but also torquing outward, tipping on your belt line. So here we are. Again, I'm trying to make it relax, and it doesn't matter what I do. That buckle, everything shows. The reality check is, if I really suck my belly in here, that belt is staying out away from my body. Okay, that's just the reality. Now I have it at a comfort point. I can crank it down. It's uncomfortable. I'm getting hot spots right here on my hip line, just inside of my hip bone right here. This is making contact. These are riveted jeans, so I have points that are digging in, and that's just not pleasant, okay? Being perfectly blunt. So I'm gonna slip that off, put that keeper back on, and show you the other issue, which some of you sharp-eyed fellas out there may have already noticed. I carry with DCC clips, and you can see that the clips absolutely thrash the material on the belt. And that's not the belt's fault, okay? It is a very good belt, but certain clips and methods of carry that are common and popular just do a number on the belt. That's a downside, it's a negative. That said, this is for outside the waistband carry. If you're carrying an absolute ton of gear and you really need a rigid belt, by all means, the core belt is great, okay? Keep that in mind. I'm not bashing it. It truly has its place. I have a newer one, and I love it because it's a good belt. That said, realistically, this is when I want a show belt, okay? I like the color, it's very casual, and it fits my aesthetic and my sartorial choices. With that in mind, I also don't want to be uncomfortable, and realistically, it's not the most comfortable belt if I'm going to be carrying, and I do that most of the time. So why do I want to have a donut that's going to cause me to show that I have a gun even more? That's the other thing. Those in the know, if you see a belt like this, chances are the person wearing it probably is carrying it. Now, core belts are fantastic, but here's another offering, because core is a little bit of a steep price for what you're getting. This is the Nexbelt in conjunction with Blade Tech. Now, you can already notice this belt has a lot more flexibility to it, okay? Which makes it comfortable. However, it's also very, very casual, okay? You can see that it's got some twists and bends in it, and if I can show it on camera and it'll really show, it has a core material in it, some kind of a Kydex or similar idea, and you can see right here, it's actually split, so it flexes on that exact spot because the internal rigidity material that they're using to stiffen the belt is broken. I wore it out. I got this one in 2017, and it's their EDC line, okay? It's meant for carrying a gun. It's meant to handle a pistol with a good holster. That's what it's designed for. And it does do the job. However, it has some of the same issues that the core belt does. They designed a buckle that is eminently adjustable, and I like that. It makes it so that you can decide what your comfort level is and adjust it where you want it, need it, however you want to look at that. I actually like it as far as a casual belt goes. It sits nicely. This one, the plus side is I don't have any hot spotting right here, okay? The way that it conforms, because of that little bit of extra flexibility, also means I don't have printing nearly as bad from the buckle. It's considerably slimmer and smaller as a whole from the core belt. I'm going to adjust that with my rivet. Now you're going to notice something. This belt does not come with a keeper. So I measured, I cut according to my belt size, according to my pant size, and you can see it's tagging out right here, and yes, I'm in the wind. This is day to day for me. I have to be able to work in the environment that I'm operating in. Operating in the sense of my job. I'm not an operator. The buckle right here, I'm not even have to look too hard, but the wind gets it, my shirt flows, it shows, okay? That's just the reality. And I'm moving around, I'm bending, so I can do what I need to, but issues. It's problematic. So we're gonna take that off. The other is, when a DCC clip gets stuck on this belt, it gets tangled in the material and really is quite annoying to take off. As you can see, the ridge texture and I'm gonna intentionally jam it up here, but it gets caught in there, and there we go. Those clips are meant to stay in place, okay? They do the job that you want them to do. That's not the belt's fault. So this is the Blade Tech Nexbelt, and it is a very good belt. More flex, more comfort. That said, I prefer the look of the core belt, so I tend to use it more when I need that stiff of a belt. We've showed some good ones. I'm going to show an absolute trash belt now. For one, I hate noise when I'm wearing stuff, whatever's in my pockets. I want things quiet. This is horrible. Some kind of stiff nylon. I mean stiff. It has rigidity, but at the same time it has flex. Here, most belts I can work on, and I mean I'm flexing into it, okay? It has good vertical strength on it, which is great. However, the keeper mechanism on this belt, you slide your belt through, lead end here, you slide this keeper over, and then I'm not even pulling that hard. Okay, I'm gonna put it on and show you here in a moment. But watch this, 2 fingers, that's annoying. I'm using both of my thumbs. Let's do a pinch grip just to show you how weak it is. Okay, that is infuriating. And Carhartt charges a pretty penny for it. So I already have issue with their politics. That's a separate point. Everyone's got their opinion. I have mine, you have yours. It's not bad when it comes to comfort, but if you're expecting to use this as a carry belt or a work belt, please, for the love of your sanity and mine, look elsewhere, okay? One, it is a hyper-casual belt. I despise belts with text on them, and it was one of those, it was an add-on item. You get a discount for getting it back when I did. It's comfortable, it really is. But do not try to put a pistol on with it. It is a bad idea, and I'm going to show you exactly why. So we have that in place. I'm going to go over here, put this in place. One, we can already see how bulky that is compared to my body position, okay? And then I'm going to squat down a little, which is a normal practice for those of us that carry, and watch this. The whole thing has loosened up, okay? I haven't adjusted the keeper in any way. The belt is not supporting the pistol. All of this weight is now on my pant line, and the denim is the only thing doing its job. So I'm going to tuck my trousers up here and show you how much room I have just from a single squat. This doesn't remotely get recommended, okay? If you're looking for a belt, and I mean, I don't care what you're doing, this belt is trash. Let's go to another good belt. We just went through the horrors of that thing. This is the Blue Alpha Gear. I wear a 34 trouser, so get your pant size. Don't overthink it, don't complicate it, get your pant size. This belt is good. The downside, Velcro. I love the keeper. It's a strong nylon glass filled that just holds up. Negative, the hook side of the Velcro here is going to capture all kinds of lint and junk, but this is held up relatively well. So, rigid, but still flexible in all the right ways, okay? This side, I cannot crush. And I mean, okay, I got it, if I can hold it. I got a curve to it, just slightly. So it has high rigidity, easy to slip on. It's noisy though, and most of us have to deal with things when we're out and about in a day. And when you rip open Velcro, let's be clear, it has a very distinct sound. I do not run it through this last loop. I snug it up, pull it tight, run it over the top here, set the Velcro, make sure it's in place. And this is where this belt wins, okay? Low profile, pretty comfortable. The downside, it's still a little bit excessively stiff for my taste, but it does the job, okay? Keeps everything tucked in nicely. If the wind gets it just right, yes, obviously it'll print, but it's comfortable. The downside, I squat down and I'm not doing anything extra. Watch this. Look at how far the Velcro has undone itself, okay? I didn't undo that. And now DCC clips doing what DCC clips do. That right there, just from squatting, decided to break loose. The Velcro, just by the nature of it, is going to break down. That said, if you're budget-minded and you're looking for something that's still good, the Blue Alpha Gear belt is solid, okay? It is low profile. Know your adjustments. Understand that with time, the Velcro is going to break down, okay? I've had this one for about a year now, so I haven't used it a ton, but enough to know what I like and don't like about it. And it's good, but understand this is a very consumable item. So that's going to go down there. Still recommended, but not solid. Now we're going to go to the bull belt. Leather, classic buckle, roller type for easy adjustment and setting in place. Soft leather here, but still firm and rigid. And then, notice this, how far it bends over. There's a steel band inside of here, okay? I mean, I talked about the other one being a donut. This one, that's as far as it bends down, okay? This is a stiff belt. Now, if you like leather and that's your look, go for it. If you're not worried about carrying something else, like a firearm, by all means, go for it. But, one, I've used so many belts that are versatile, adjustable, that I love the comfort level and the look of, and this just doesn't do it for me. The other is, right now it's comfortable, but if I go to lean down, it's instantly cutting in right here. I was talking about hot spots on a couple of the others, and because of that steel band, this thing is a donut. The other is, notice how far it's pushing out from my body, okay? 2 fingers sideways between my body and the belt. That's how much of a donut effect I'm getting from the belt. And realistically, I haven't tried this, so we're gonna try it together. I don't think, yeah, I can get them partway over. The DCC clips are not gonna go over this belt. That's just a reality. So I'm gonna leave it how it is. I'm not going out like this, but I wanna show you just how bulky the buckle, the belt, everything. And now, like I said, it was comfortable before. I added a pistol. This belt has no give. And so now it is just an absolute rock of metal and leather around my waistline. Let's get these clips off. So if you're just going for a leather belt because you like the look of a classic leather belt with a simple buckle, you're good to go, okay? As it is, nothing else extra. I mean, pocket knife, flashlight. I'm comfortable. I can go out like this, but I'm not going to be carrying a pistol. Maybe if you're open carrying with certain holsters that have loops that are thick enough and wide enough to handle a belt like this, by all means, go for it. It's not my favorite because, well, all the factors I just listed. That said, it is a nice, high-quality belt. Check out current prices, but you're going to be dropping a premium on this because it is leather, it is handmade, and the finishing on it is impeccable, okay? If I absolutely am not carrying, or I'm going to throw it on the ankle, shoulder rig, or similar, I'll wear a belt like this just because I do love the look of leather. So I still recommend it. It's just not the most comfortable thing in the world. That's why I choose this one. Leather, rigid but flexible, okay? And this one is the Nexbelt, again, with blade tech. Nice, sleek, simple buckle, okay? And we're gonna lock this in here real quick. You have the ratchet. Look at how low profile that buckle is. I mean, that is beautiful, Okay, that is the way that a buckle should be done. It is still a little wide right here, but overall, we're gonna see that that is not a problem. There's a thumbnail on one of my other videos. I'm actually wearing this belt, and if you look closely, you'll notice that the DCC clips are sitting right next to the buckle, and my shirt is tucked in with this exact belt. Okay, make sure everything's sitting where I like it, comfortable. Look at that. Low profile, tucks away, lays flat, no hot spotting, okay? None whatsoever. Super comfortable. Check this out. Now here, I know this from experience, so I'm gonna put the mag carrier on first, come around there, set that in place, get over here and put the main holster on, lock it into place, make sure everything's comfortable, shirt over the top. Now, when the wind gets it up front, you can notice a little bit of printing. That is a reality, but if you're doing a button-down shirt that's gonna be tucked in, I'm gonna do it with a t-shirt. Not that I would ever tuck a t-shirt, I'm sorry. I'm a 90s kid and that's cringe. But you can tuck it in and everything tucks away and disappears. Black belt, black DCC clips, I mean, they're visible. We all know they're there, but look at that. It disappears if you really want it to. Untucked as usual. That said, I reserve this belt for when I'm really tucking in a nice dress shirt. I like my certain styles and looks, and that's where I choose the Nexbelt in leather. Now, I mentioned the Core belt before, and I'm going to bring it back out here. Core also makes this belt. Pros and cons. The Core belts tend to be wider belts. So this is a 1 1/4, this is a 1 1/2. If you can notice that, I got extra material sticking beyond the edge of the belt here. This is a wider belt. I got the Nexbelt because I do wear this with a suit. This belt does not fit the loops on a suit. And for that matter, it's a casual belt. Okay, it just is. That's what it is, nothing more. Nexbelt, this thing, highly recommend. Excellent price even now. I looked this one up and it's available on Amazon. You can get it direct, you can get it at Cabela's, you can get it at Sportsman's Warehouse, whatever you're fancy. It looks good, it holds up. I've had this belt right here for 6 years. Now, I'm gonna show you some places that do have a little bit of wear on them. That's just a reality. The cat got to it, so if you can look in that edge, that's not from the clips. That's not from the clips here going over the belt, okay? No issues, but the cat decided to do its number on there. Excellent belt. Next, great buckle. Now, another Nexbelt. This is the Next appendix belt. Narrower buckle, button lock on the bottom, new and improved polymer liner. The old ones are gray. You know that they're the new one because of the red. Very stiff. If you can already notice the rigidity of this one compared to the leather. Downside, I'm going to show you this. You can see flexing right here. That's about where I set it. That's from the gun tipping out. And once it warps, it stays warped. There are ways to straighten it out, but for the sake of the video, I didn't do it. Again, the type of nylon material, so you can see some fraying from my DCC clips and marks from other carry items that I keep on my belt line. You can also see some crushing in the material here where it's folded in on itself, and the Kydex or rubber poly material that's in there has collapsed. Severe fraying here, again, from my clips. I use DCC clips, so when I'm choosing a belt, it has to hold up to DCC clips or soft loops on a couple of holsters, which they're not my preferred method, but they're okay. Now, this belt, you can use it centerline, okay, but it's not as low profile. The buckle is pretty thick toward the backside, and that sits right in line with your zipper and with your trouser button. So, with that in mind, you're already noticing with the breeze, it's poking out. That's frustrating. So they call this an appendix buckle. The recommendation is what I just did. Undo the buckle, set your mag carrier or tourniquet, whatever you're going to carry there, lock the belt down to your comfort level, set it, check the fit, snug it up one more notch for me, and voila. Now, the wind gets it, I lean a certain way, yes, it does show a little bit, but overall, it works out really well. However, we can take the concealment up a good level. So, what I do there, I'm just going to shove it through the belt loop right here. I set it right here, just where I have a little bit of soft extra, not on the bone, because that is uncomfortable, okay? So let me make sure everything's situated right, not show you the wrong thing. Okay, I'm gonna snug that up. Oh yeah, right there. Now, I have it snug, okay, but I'm not uncomfortable, okay? I have room. Mag carrier, right here, next to the belt loop. Pistol. This right here is the Tenicor Velo 4, so I have a built-in wedge. It's not exactly slim, but it's very comfortable. Slip that in there. Now, issue I'm having, right here, right now, I'm getting a little bit of hot spot, and I literally just put it on, okay? I would have to have this sit, there we go, higher. The crotch line is tugging up. Uncomfortable, just to be honest. So, it works, okay? The buckle's not showing, my flashlight is the only thing really showing, and a little bit of printing right here with the wind blowing right into me, but it works, okay? It is, honestly, a solid belt. However, because I carry with a wedged holster, there's flexing, and if you look at the grip here, it's leaning out away from me. And the reason being, not because of the wedge, but the belt is breaking down. That is a negative in my book, okay? I like to give positives, but when it comes down to it, the bad thing is, this belt is breaking down. You can see that I can flex it back, and then it goes right back to its damaged position. So, while it is a very good belt, they charge a premium. I'm gonna see what their warranty services do and go from there, but it's a consumable. And this one really, really shows that it's a consumable. So, slim buckle, well, slim here, okay? It allows space for your mag carrier to sit and then your pistol next to it, and it really tucks out of the way, okay? It does that well. The buckle is not a show buckle, okay? It's gonna scratch, it's gonna wear. It's got a really good powder coating on there. In fact, let's show that. It does not chip easily, so to give you an idea, I did a number on that to really chip it down. Decent belt, you can do better though. And that is why I recommend this lovely little belt. One, flexy, comfort. It does exactly what you want it to. It is a little steep, I'm gonna be honest with you there, okay? This one's gonna run you anywhere from 70 to 80. They have put some serious engineering about in the backside of this belt, and that is the Tenicor Zero belt. Again, 34 inch. Don't overthink it, seriously. I wear a 34 waist, and I have comfort, okay? They are sitting where I want them to. I could wear it without a belt, but I like to shove this thing in my pants, so I need pants that fit accordingly. 34 mainly is because I need space down here for my legs. Look at how flexible this belt is. I'm not even trying hard, okay? This thing is glorious comfort. It does what you want it to, how you want it to, every time, no issue. Let's get this adjusted here. I've done so many belts now that I'm forgetting which loops I'm going into. Now, the material under the belt is a little bit different from what the show side is, if you will. Now this is not a show belt, okay? This buckle is meant to be hidden. Don't leave it out in the open, whoever's using it. Set the buckle, grab the tag end right here, the tail. I'm gonna tug it through. I know exactly to pull it over the button, let it go, it's gonna lay flat, and then my trick, I pull it through the loop right here. I set it right here. Again, this is that comfort spot for me where it's just beyond a potential hot spot, okay? I take my Tenicor Abdo mag carrier here, slip that on right there, Velo 4 with the Glock 19, set it in place, find my sweet spot there, there we go, set it in place, tug my shirt over, and check that out. And then, this is the cool part. I'm flexing my hips out and pushing on my waistline, and this keeper, watch this. That keeper is not coming loose. There are a lot of comments where people were questioning whether or not the keeper would hold up. Yeah, it holds up. I can take the whole holster here and I can yank on it, and until I release the clips, it's not coming off. Same thing here, mag carrier comes off. Look at this. The belt has stayed exactly where I put it. The keeper is sitting where I put it, and I yanked on it and twisted. I have not slid the belt, but if I want to adjust it, look at this. I have the ability to put it wherever I want, make sure everything's tucked in correctly, pull my shirt over, and I've taken it off. This buckle, I go through security and I leave that locked up in the car, in the safe. I'm good to go. I'm comfortable. I take off whatever I'm not allowed to have, and I have a slimline belt that's not making me look funky. I can wear fitted clothes that are comfortable. And this belt, watch this, press in on the bottom, tug out the end. Look at that. Beautiful, easy. And this is what I like. It's flexible. It has just enough rigidity, okay, to handle the weight of the pistol without collapsing, you know, into the middle like this. You're not gonna have this issue. It holds exactly how you want it to. You can slide the gun on as much as you want, but once it's in line with the denim of your trousers, I'm just gonna do it front. I'm not doing the whole setup here. I wanna show you real quick. When you slide this on and lock it in there, now I don't have it tight, okay? Emphatically, it's loose. I admit that. But it doesn't slide. Wherever you put it is where it stays. And that makes my single favorite belt. I'm not gonna pick up the two off the ground because they're junk, but out of all these belts, this one right here, the Tenicor Zero, is the single belt that I recommend for you. It's a game changer, it's a winner. So if you're picking one belt and you say, I need high quality, comfortable, and I'm willing to dish out what it's going to cost me, this right here is the belt that you should be getting. Tenicor Zero. Cheers. I wish you all the best. Be safe. Carry always, and do so responsibly.